Good morning, everyone. We are here in Pensacola Beach on a random Wednesday morning. If you're new here, my name is Babur Bazak and I'm a fourth-year medical student applying to emergency medicine. So this video is primarily just going to be a stream of thought and just me talking about what I've been thinking about. And so just kind of put things into perspective. It is currently at the end of February of my fourth year of medical school. And at this point, I have already finished all of the required clinical rotations, have gone to my externships to visit some of the programs that I'm interested in applying to. And I have already interviewed with many programs and am now in the process of creating my rank list. And that is what I wanted to talk about today, is the rank list. So if you guys don't know how this works, usually it's, for emergency medicine at least, you need at least 10 to 12 to 15 programs that you interviewed with to pretty much guarantee a 99% chance that you will match somewhere. But if you're a good applicant and you stand a good chance, you interviewed well, and you kind of portrayed the good qualities that you have to offer in your externships, the likelihood of you matching in the top 3 choices that you rank is very high. And so what that means is that your first 3 programs that you're ranking have a lot of weight. Thankfully, I'm one of the fortunate ones that knows where I want to go for my first number 1 choice. I had the luxury of visiting the program, getting to know the residents, the program itself, and since the rank list is already kind of submitted and done from their end, I'll just share what state I'm talking about. So the program I'm talking about is number 1 for me, is in Arizona. So I know where I want to go for sure as my number 1, and I'm very blissful for that. But what's been weighing on me is the number 2 and number 3 rank list. So in the odd chance that I was not ranked high or within the top quarter percentile for this exact program I'm talking about in Arizona, then it essentially comes down to my second and third programs that I ranked. And so in the off chance that I don't get my first rank, the weight of me putting a certain program as number 2 is very heavy. Let's just say that. It's just so much to consider, because these 2 other programs that I'm debating putting number 2 are wildly different, yet both very respectable and good programs. So one is in Texas and the other one is in Florida. And don't get me wrong, these are both really good established programs that have produced many well-recognized attendings in emergency medicine. And I'm sure that no matter which one I go to, I will be more than happy to end up there. But the culture and the vibes are different. And as far as the program itself, their curriculum is just as intensive, just as high acuity. They do train you really well. You work a lot, and you get the training that you need no matter which program out of the 2 you end up going to. And so for me, it's deciding really, where do I see myself living for the next 3 to 4 years? Where do I see myself thriving in the most? What city do I think that I will enjoy living in more? Is it going to be the city in Florida, or is it going to be the city in Texas? And me being a Florida boy, I've lived here for most of my life at this point. I've explored every corner and crevice that Florida has to offer. I have this urge to want to go explore and go to Texas, right? But at the same time, I had the opportunity to go and actually rotate through this program in Florida, and I can't lie that I've truly enjoyed my experience there. The residents, the vibes, the faculty, the curriculum, everything about it was just fantastic, and I truly do see myself being there. And then this other program in Texas, they are a well-known program, and I would say just slightly more prestige than the program I'm talking about in Florida. And I know they're a good program, and I know I'll get the good training that I need going there. However, I just have not had the opportunity to go and rotate with them. So everything I know about them is through Reddit, through online research, and pretty much the interview itself. And unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity to go to second look because the second looks kind of interfered with other second looks I was going to as well. The one being in Arizona that is still #1 and will stay #1. So this is where I'm having trouble kind of deliberating between the two programs and which one should stand as #2 in my rank list. So something that I'm having to consider is, do I go with prestige and novelty, knowing that this program in Texas is slightly more known in emergency medicine, or do I go with a guaranteed vibe where I know I'll fit in this program I'm talking about in Florida? And come to think of it, I don't really know, because what if I fit in just as well in this other prestige program in Texas? What if that program tends to be a better fit for me? But I don't know until I'm actually there. But I didn't have the opportunity to go there. So that's why it's so hard for me to kind of figure out what I should put as my #2. And you know, I've been pondering about this for about 3 to 4 weeks now, and I don't know, I think I'm just putting too much thought into it at this point. At this point, me overthinking is causing me more stress than the actual rank list actually deserves. So I think at this point I'm just kind of reflecting and saying things out loud in order to kind of ingrain it into my own head. But yeah, I think I'm just happy to know where I want to end up as my #1 choice, and then everything else I think will just fall into place as it should, you know. And so what I'm realizing is that yes, we want our #1 choice, and if we don't get it and we end up in our #2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it may be, it'll be okay, because realistically you are going to get the training that you need to become the doctor that you want to be. And you know, no matter where you go, all the resources are there. They are there for you to utilize them and reap the benefits of everything that they have to offer, no matter what program you're in. So essentially what it comes down to is you and you only. I mean, yes, there's other factors that go into it, but at the end of the day, it truly is up to you what you make out of your experience in residency and your training. If you want to put in the extra hard work and grind it out and study and become the doctor that you aspire to be, then you will. And if you want to just cruise and get mid-training and just become an average doctor, then you can also do that. It's up to you, really. So where you go should not hold that much weight, as much weight as we're putting onto it. At least I am, you know. And this is the realization that I'm coming to. The more I'm thinking about it, the more I am deliberating what should be #2 and 3 or 4. It really is up to me at the end of the day. And you know, that's the realization I'm coming to in this 4th year of my medical school, as I'm closing down this chapter in my training, in my pursuit of this career, is that, you know, as type A medical students that we usually are, we always try to optimize things and, you know, find the best options. But realistically, there's not a single person in this world that can optimize every factor. You know, you just have to roll with the punches and be able to navigate this world to the best of your abilities, the best way that you can, you know. And so with this rank list, I think I'm just going to submit today, submit my rank list and commit, because that's all I can do. After that, it's off my hands, and realistically, I'm just gonna let the algorithm do its thing. And I don't know if you guys believe in destiny, but I think things happen for a reason. So wherever I end up, I know it happened for a reason, for me to become what I want to become and achieve what I want to achieve. And realistically, it's not even worth stressing about, because like look at this. I am sitting here in Pensacola Beach on a random Wednesday morning, soaking up the sun rays and drinking my Dunkin' Donuts coffee, you know. And I don't know, it's just so much to be grateful for and not enough to be stressing about, you know. And I'm just happy to be here, really. And the more I think about it, the more I realize that, you know, the hardest part of becoming a doctor is behind me. I've already done and surpassed the hurdles, the obstacles that are the biggest ones in this path. You know, they always say the hardest part about becoming a doctor is getting accepted to medical school, which is true. And then the second hardest part is getting through medical school. And, you know, with proper study techniques and just dedication, it's doable. And I mean, it's a lot, of course, but it's very doable. But after this, I don't know, I feel like you are so entrenched into medicine at this point that you have no choice but to fall in love with it. At least that's the case for me, and I'm happy that it is, because I know the training I'm gonna get, it might be tough, it might be long days, long nights, but I'm enjoying going through it. I will enjoy going through it. So all that to say, there's no need to stress. If you're an up-and-coming fourth-year medical student, or you're in my position right now, just submit that rank list and let it do its thing, because you'll end up where you need to end up. And just be happy and grateful for the fact that we even get the opportunity to rank programs, to decide where we want to train. You know, I remember 4 years ago, I was sitting in a beach just like this, and instead of digging my feet into the ground, I was writing FSU College of Medicine to manifest getting accepted to FSU Med School. And looking back now, like, that's insane. I am here now. Like, I have the luxury and the opportunity to now rank residency programs, which I never even thought was possible. You know, I just kind of saw it as a dream, a far distant possibility maybe, but you know, being in it now, I'm just so grateful to be here. And yeah, so if you're listening to this and you're coming up to be a fourth-year medical student, or just if you're just starting your medical journey, or even trying to get into medical school, you know, enjoy the process, every moment of it, because no matter how stressful it may seem at the time, one day you'll look back at it and realize those were the times that were incredible. Those are the times that you are the most proud of yourself, the most, you know, you get the feeling of being most achieved, you know, like you did the damn thing. So enjoy it, you know, enjoy it while you're in it, because it's just gonna fly by. And you know what they always say, time flies when you're having fun, and it is very much so true. Time does fly when you're having fun, and med school's fun if you make it fun. Anywho, thanks for listening to my rant. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. If you enjoy these kinds of videos and you want me to share more of my streamlined thoughts, comment down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, later.